And so what I'm trying to do is engage people and just get in groups, take risks, roll the dice. Like that. Like there's questions I like to ask people. What's the wisest thing you've ever done? Right. What's the best thing, like what's the wisest move you've ever made? And then you start talking to people and you hear stories. That testimony fuels ambitions. It fuels desires. It fuels. It's like, man, I can do this. Is hearing things like, man, you rolled the dice of taking a risk of starting a tire shop. Now you're the head mechanic for yeah. And so like when you just hear testimonies and you get around people with testimonies and say, take heed, use that. Even for stories and things like that, I incorporate in sermons, just build connections. Like I can use your story, like a guy that grew up, had a speech impediment. Now he has one of the most thriving podcasts, one of the most fun. Like normally the podcasts I lose interest because it gets boring. Like I haven't been boring one time for not even 30 seconds. But in here. And so like this is good. I mean that's a testimony, man. Like that these are good things. These are positives. And we in our society, we don't give people flowers while they're living. So I got some rules. Every day I have to pour into somebody with doing something nice for them. If it's just we run a feeding homeless ministry. We feed home. If you have any people that want to volunteer to help us feed homeless, we do it every week. And I have to do something nice for somebody every day, even if it's paying for somebody.
Random acts of kindness.
Yes, and for somebody that can't help me. And so, like, even if it's buying a candy bar, buying something for somebody, doing something nice, or even pouring into somebody. I try to do both every day. Try to tell somebody good things about themselves, something uplifting, so they know, like, oh, like for instance, I went to this concert, and the guy that was conducting, I gave him a genuine compliment. Hey man, I love your crowd control. I love that how you transitioned us. And the dude was in tears. And he said, people have never really told me about it. It's like, how long you been doing? You've been doing this 17 years, and ain't nobody
gave you one compliment.
And he was in tears, and the man was, and I'm like, brother, it's cool to give people, and he didn't understand. Like I didn't want nothing, but it's good.
That's what I want to add. Saying something nice to someone literally costs nothing, and change so much about how someone's viewing themselves, how they're seeing themselves their entire day. Or even there's times that you hear where someone is about to commit suicide and a stranger just says, and I think more people should go out of their way and just hear about people's story, inspire them. I'm reading Proverbs right now, and there's so much talking about how our words seeds within people. Plant seeds.
Too many people focus on your failures and other people's failures. Instead of, I love how you said you ask people, what's the wisest son? Not what's your biggest failure. No, it's what's the best thing you've done. And too many people, it's easy to get obsessed with your failures, especially like, I don't know, say we do a podcast and we just kill it, but there's one part where I stumbled on. You know what I mean? I'm the type of person, like, I'm a perfectionist. That even though the 2 hours was great, but that 30 seconds will be haunting me for the
hold on, I
rest
sort of into that. There's this wrestler that was like one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and he in the beginning of his career, beginning-ish, maybe like 25-30% in, he lost one, and he said that every day he sits in his chair and thinks about the time he lost. What a waste of your fucking life, dude. Like, I can't get over that. Think about that. Yeah. He's one of the greatest of all time, and he spends, I just thought, I had to bring that up. Think about that. This guy spends his life thinking about the one time he lost. Keep it moving. And smile and have fun with your life. Isn't that ridiculous?
Yeah. And it's so interesting because we tend to put this Western philosophy on things, and, like, I've learned that we have, like, I just met you, but I can tell you 10 things we have in common. And
go for it.
Oh, you gonna call my bluff?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, look. Okay, you like good food?
I love it.
You like sunny days?
Love them.
You like good sleep?
Love them.
You like pretty women?
Love them.
You like video games?
Love them.
You like football?
Love it.
You like good conversation?
Love it.
You like laughing?
Love it.
You like
Dude,
good,
those
nice...
too easy.
It doesn't matter. That's my point. That's my point.
That it's easy to find something you have in common with someone. I think was his point. You know.
He likes good hygiene.
Yeah, I like good hygiene
because he got clean fingernails.
I like good people.
Good, and he likes good people.
Vibes.
There you go. He likes learning.
Like cold beer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you like cold beer. I don't know if you're drinking that.
I'm a holiness preacher, man. I don't don't do anything wrong.
Okay,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm a flawed man. But we don't condemn for drinking. I mean, I think everybody's flawed. I just have to be careful.
So do you drink or not?
Do I drink? I've had a drink before. I have a drink. I try to experience. I tell everybody I'll try. I'm pretty open. The game of life, you have to be open.
Yes.
To doing new things and trying things and experiencing things.
Thank you. Yeah, I think too many people live life where they don't experience new things. Like, you can't knock it till you try it.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I love other cultures or people from other places or traveling, because you just get to see different parts of life and try things. Except I ain't trying no nasty, like, weird animals.
Oh, see, I'll eat
I'm not trying no weird, nasty ass animals.
Have you ever had monkey brains?
No, but I'll try it. I'm
you
one
would
of
eat,
those
Joe, you'd eat monkey brains?
When it comes to food, I'm down for anything.
I didn't think I would ever like the oysters and things like that, but them oysters. The secret. Yeah. But it's just good to try things, delicacies, and like, so what we take for granted in this country. I remember I went to Louisiana and they took me to go play ball, and I had preached for a preacher, and he's just like, we're going to take you around the city. And I'm like, show me where you're feeding. I like to see your city. Show me your city. I love seeing that, because if somebody comes to my city, that I'm going to show them everything.
The local spots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't show me the touristy shit.
So they took me to a mom and pop shop. Good. The waiters were phenomenal, and the women were dancing. It was just a good time. And he said, hey, Doc, try some of this. And I said, all right, cool. I tried some of this. I said, what is this? He said, oh, man, you like that? I said, this is amazing. He said, dip it in this. And I was like, what is this? He said, oh, that's alligator. I said, what? It was just one of their delicacies. But if I didn't roll the dice, it's like I wouldn't eat it every day. But these are things that other cultures thrive on. And most kings would always endorse other things, and like being a king.
I love that. I love that.
Being kings, like if you look at King Solomon, we hear that he had all these women, but it's not what it looks like. What Solomon was doing, it was a military tactic. So we got to look beyond just all the women. What Solomon was doing, he was winning the world over. So say, for instance, you were a king in say Tanzania or somewhere, or Dubai, and I would come there as Solomon. I would take on the responsibility of taking care of your daughter, and the kings were less likely to go to war with somebody that has married into their family. So Solomon was gaining power and wisdom.
You really trying to justify 700 wives?
No, not at all. Not at all.
He's just explaining.
I'm just messing
with you.
No. I'm obsessed with Bible stories. So that might be a whole nother podcast. We could just break down.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are.
You would love to meet my buddy Phil. Yeah. And do like some Bible stories podcast. Yeah. Honestly.
People are very disconnected now. You hear a lot of things. I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Okay. Actually, to tell the truth about that word's origin is order. Okay, when you say religious, all religion means is order. And so everybody has order. Like we brush our teeth every day. Mm-hmm. That's order. I think where the disconnect with people saying that they don't want the church has failed us in being hypocritical, being very inimical, very disconnected from accepting people in the circumstance that they're in. And now people want nothing to do with it. And it's our job to clean that mess up. And it's all relational. Like the reason why we have success is because I'm a guy that I would say 80% of the men at our church have been to my house. You see, they know where I've lived. They've ate with me. And so you cannot be friends with somebody until you've ate together. And you become family when you overcome burden together. But our society measures family on a bloodline. Like I got family members that know nothing about me, but then I got a brother that I could tell him right now, hey, brother, I got a problem. He's like, well, I'm not gonna say that, but like he would defend me wholeheartedly. And so like a brother and a family is measured in every other country. Every other country is not a bloodline. It's I've experienced this with him. Like this guy was my dad's friend. He slept on my couch for 2 years. We had to get him back on his feet. Now I consider him my uncle. And this is where we have to be tactful of just building relationships now.
Yes.
We're not good at relationships anymore.
No,
we're not good at it. It's like fine, go. Like that.
Are relationships that are not sexual like that as well? How people, at the littlest inconvenience, they cut people off?
So there's
like we were talking about earlier. How
yeah.
So I mean, this is it's an interesting, to each his own. Like there are some guys that can withdraw and have other outlets, have an understanding. Like nobody will do this. Like there's a woman I was dealing with. She said that this guy was her friend, and she has. But women do this thing, this foolishness of like, oh, he's just my friend because I wouldn't. Just because you wouldn't, he would though. Yeah. Women would be like, yeah, he's just my friend. He's my friend, but he's my friend. Yeah. And just because you wouldn't bang him, doesn't mean that he's just your friend, because he will definitely bang you. If you text him right now, you can get it. Wait for his response. But women don't consider that reality. It's like it's all about them from their side. Like I've talked to women that like one of my sisters told me, oh no, he's just my friend. No, I was like, but sis. He's like, oh no, but I would never look at him.
You just friend zoned him.
But if you said he can get it, he would be, what time should I come? Yeah. And so that's not reality. Women, I mean, I'm not gonna. I love women, but like that conversation is probably for like 4 guys in here instead of like, we don't want to offend Gypsy.
Yeah. I don't get offended.
I'm just see. I'll just poke back at you. See what happens when you poke back.
Yeah.